over there, you can't see it, but is the World Trade Center by the Lower Manhattan Development Corporation. They are intending to sell it off for $300 million. Now, if the mayor was serious about building affordable housing, he would take that site and build 100% permanently affordable housing right there. Not doing it. They'd rather sell it off. So, if there's anybody else who has not spoken that I missed, did I miss anybody? Did you wanted to one last commentator, and then we will conclude.
So my name's Richard Barr, and I'm just going to briefly say what I testified to the City Charter Revision Commission about, and then the response I got when I asked a couple of people if any of this had a chance of getting into the final proposals. Just strictly on the area of land use, zoning, and planning. I think there's too much power in the hands of the mayor and mayoral-appointed agencies which don't allow other points of view, such as the council, controller, public advocate, borough presidents, the public, to have enough say in the process. In these last two mayoral administrations, large-scale neighborhood rezonings were pushed through without giving the point of view of community and other interests much say. The fact that just the local council member theoretically has a lot of say on whether these proposals go forward is faulty governance, in my view. The mayor should not be the only one in government to whom the Department of Buildings, the Board of Standard and Appeals, the City Planning Commission, and the HPD answer for their decisions. We have seen recent instances where decisions of these agencies have been opposed by local and borough-wide elected officials and their constituents, and yet those oppositions have been ignored by those agencies because they only answer to the mayor. When public hearings of these agencies are held, they're often in a tiny room on Reed Street, too small for most of the public who show up to even get in the door.
Yes.
I think as of right designation should be eliminated, and building projects should always be more carefully regulated. I think the sale of air rights should be eliminated. No one should be able to sell the air, and certainly not-for-profit entities which don't pay real estate taxes should not be allowed to sell off air rights for $50 million, with we the people having to then live with enormously high buildings uninhabited by foreign purchasers who are laundering their money and not paying real estate taxes. So I spoke to a city council member and said, "You think any of this has a chance of getting in?" And her response was she thought whatever was there already was it, and they weren't going to add anything. Then I spoke to a member of the commission itself about these proposals and said, "What about them?" He was mostly silent. The only thing that he seemed the least bit intrigued about was the notion that not-for-profits not paying real estate taxes shouldn't be able to sell air rights, and that's the only response I got out of him. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. If anybody has questions, we'll stick around for a few minutes, but thank you for coming.